Right, ages ago, there were 3 bears, right? A daddy, and a mummy, and a baby. Well, they were having porridge for breakfast and it was like too hot or too cold or something, so they went for a bit of a walk around the council estate. Well, Goldilocks, the local chavette, was well hungry. She could smell the nosh out the window and thought, I'm having some of that like. So she opened up the door, went in, and stood before 3 steaming bowls of porridge on the table. Long story short, the biggest was seriously hot, the middle too cold, and the littlest one was well tasty, so she scrambled up. Goldilocks was going to sit down on one of the 3 chairs around the table while she ate, but she fought against it because it was that rubbish IKEA junk, and it looked like it had been screwed together by a monkey. Of course, after having all that food, and while standing up, she was well knackered, so she went upstairs for a lie down. Well, the first 2 beds were alright, but the littlest one had the telly beside it, and as it was time for Jez or Kyle, she lay down with the remote and soon dozed off. Next thing you know, the bears are back, and like Daddy goes right off on one, saying, "Some mingers been grubbing at my porridge bowl and left bright red lipstick on my spoon." Course, Mummy pipes up, "Yeah, and the little skank's been gobbling all over my spoon too." Well, not to be outdone, Baby Bear squeaks up, "Hey, fuck, the thieving little no-mark's been robbing the entire bowl like." Well, they could hear Jezza, and they went upstairs to see if the Robin wee cack was still up there. The house was only a little council 2 up, 2 down, so they didn't have to search for her or anything. There, Goldilocks was lying on the kid's bed, drooling all over the pillow like Lady Muck. Daddy Bear shouted at the top of his voice, "You thieving little cretin, I'm going to rip you a new one, so help me," and runs at her. At the same time, Mummy Bear screams and collapses. Add to this, Baby Bear's bowels letting loose in fright, and you had a right kerfuffle going on. Quick as a flash, Goldilocks jumps out of bed and runs down the stairs, 3 at a time, but she stumbles halfway down and falls and breaks a leg. Of course, quicker than you can say inappropriate levels of homeowner brutality, she's claiming to the police that she was pushed down the stairs by Daddy Bear. Before you can even think injury lawyers for you, Daddy Bear was doing a 3-month stretch for GBH, Mummy Bear was sectioned under the Mental Health Act, and Baby Bear was passed from foster home to foster home. The moral of the story: lock your bloody door when you go out for a walk.